Back in 2021, something changed, and most people didn't even notice it. Prices started rising everywhere. Food, rent, fuel, subscriptions, everything slowly became more expensive. At first, it felt temporary, but then 2022 came, and instead of going back to normal, prices stayed high. And that's when things quietly shifted. Most people explain this with one word: inflation. But inflation alone doesn't explain why everything still feels expensive today. Because the real story is not just about prices going up, it's about what didn't go up with them. Between 2020 and 2024, the cost of living increased faster than incomes in most parts of the world, which means even if your salary stayed the same, your buying power actually went down. You didn't suddenly start spending more. Your money just started doing less. And this is where things get interesting. Around 2022, companies started doing something most people didn't notice. Instead of raising prices aggressively, they began reducing quantity. Smaller portions, fewer features, lower quality, but the same price. This is called shrinkflation. You're paying the same, but getting less. And because it's subtle, it doesn't feel like a price increase. But over time, it adds up. Quietly, consistently, your money loses value without you realizing it. But that's only one part of the story. At the same time, a new kind of expense started taking over: subscriptions. Since 2020, subscription-based services have exploded. Entertainment, software, apps, even basic tools. Everything now comes with a monthly fee. Individually, they feel small. $5 here, $10 there, but combined, they create a constant drain on your income. It's not one big expense, it's dozens of small ones. And that changes how expensive life feels. But the biggest shift is happening at a system level. While everyday expenses are rising, most of the new wealth being created isn't going to the average person. By 2023, reports showed that a large portion of global wealth growth was going to the top percentage of earners. At the same time, assets like real estate and stocks kept getting more expensive. So if you don't own assets, you feel stuck because you're paying higher prices but not benefiting from where the money is actually going. And that creates a gap where the middle class slowly starts feeling pressure from both sides. Expenses rising from below, opportunities moving further away from above. And here's the part most people don't realize. Prices almost never go back down. Once businesses adjust to higher prices, they build their entire system around it. Costs, salaries, margins. Everything resets at a new level. So even if inflation slows down, your expenses don't. That's why everything still feels expensive. Not because things are still rapidly increasing, but because they increased once and stayed there, and your income didn't catch up. But there's one more layer to this: psychology. Decades of research in behavioral economics show that people feel losses more strongly than gains. So when prices go up, you notice it instantly. But when your income increases slowly, it doesn't feel the same, which makes the situation feel even worse than it actually is. In the end, what's happening right now isn't just inflation. It's a combination of rising costs, hidden price changes, subscription-based spending, and a system where money is moving differently than before. And that's why everything feels more expensive. Not because you're doing something wrong, but because the rules of money have quietly changed. And the worst part is, most people don't even realize it. And if you want to understand how money really works, subscribe.